Hello Libra, welcome to this reading. We are going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Libra for the next 3 months. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and feel free to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Libra, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you. See what's coming forward as we take a look at quarter 4 of 2025. Coming into the home stretch here, Libra. So we're going to see what's coming forward for you during the period of time between October, November, and December. We'll go ahead and get all the cards out here, get everything set up and in view. We'll get right into it for you. All right, so let's close out the home stretch of the year here on a high note, Libra. Okay. And I think that's looking just about good enough to me for right now. All right. Energy on the bottom. You have the Ten of Swords. All right. So between now and the end of the year, some of you are realizing that there is an ending that's going to be going on for you. You know, some of you are realizing that something has to come to a close. There is an element of sort of like finality that comes with the Ten of Swords, meaning, you know, not the chapter is closing, but the book is closing in one area. One of the books that you own, so to speak, is closing, right? Something is coming to an end here, all right? And the way that I would like you to think about this Ten of Swords card is that it's more of a releasing, okay? So obviously you see the swords in this person. It's like it can be like a challenging image if you look at this card, but I always say, like, if you flip the card around, the swords are being released from the person, right? And particularly in a reading like this, where you have so many positive cards, I think the best way of approaching this is that something is being released from your life at this period of time or during this period of time. You know, you're letting go of something is falling out for you, and ultimately it probably is like going to end up feeling like a relief. Okay, it may not feel like that now, like in this moment as you watch this, but it will probably end up feeling like a relief because it is more of a release, okay, that is going on or that is happening for you here during this time. So let's try to get some details on this, okay, Libra. Now, once again, you do have incredible cards here, so I absolutely love to see this for you. We do have a number of swords, so there is something about communication here over the next 3 months that will be pretty important for you, okay? And I think early guidance here, just looking at these cards, is that I think being direct and being honest during this time is going to be is probably going to be the best guidance for you. Okay, being direct and being honest is going to pay off for you over the next 3 months, right? Particularly around bigger issues. Okay, now you will also have some sort of a golden opportunity here over the next 3 months, based on this card, based on these cards, and this will expand or grow something in your life, okay, as well, which seems to look very good. Why don't we just dive in here? In the middle, you do have the Knight of Wands, a card that I love to see. The Knight of Wands is kind of like the adventurer of the tarot. This person is very interested in doing something that is different than other people. You know, this is somebody who likes to explore foreign lands, explore different cultures. This is somebody who likes to take risks in life as well. There is something connected to risk here, okay, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Wands in the same column. There is something connected to risk. Some of you may be taking a risk and going for something, okay, over the next 3 months, okay, as you look at this fourth quarter of the year. The Knight of Wands may also suggest that you might be moving your residence, okay? You might be changing your location, okay? You might be changing your home over the next 3 months as well. Or there's a significant timeline that may lead to that later on, okay, down the line, right? That could happen, right? So some of you may just, if you're not going to be moving within the next 3 months, I know it's kind of a weird time to move, time to move as we are sort of like, you know, moving into the holiday season here. But if you're not going to be moving in the next 3 months, there may be something happens where, there may be something that comes up where you will end up moving, beginning of next year, some point next year, and the timeline or the events for that timeline could happen here over the next 3 months. Hopefully that makes sense. Some of you also, the Knight of Wands, also the Jack of all trades. So I want you to kind of like sit on that and think about that, particularly if you are, attempting to start a business, or if you own a business already. Some of you have an opportunity sort of like kind of factor in more avenues for revenue, or there may be something in your business where you can kind of allow all of your talents to shine as well over the next 3 months. So let's take a look at this first column. You have the Three of Wands, the Strength card, and the Nine of Swords. All right, so the Three of Wands is a card that indicates growth and expansion. There is another thing here that I didn't mention. I was waiting till we got to the Three of Wands, but there is a message of travel here, okay? So if you're not physically relocating, you may be traveling during this period of time. The Three of Wands person here is kind of looking out, and I like this modern interpretation of the card. They're looking out and they're seeing the plane above them, they're seeing the ships here, and they're realizing that, they've got their backpack on their back, they're ready to go. They can go explore the world if they want to do that, or they can go explore. And so this is also a card, this could be an adventure, just like the Knight of Wands. So that's very possible as well for some of you. You may be doing some trips or travel, something like this here. Now, the Three of Wands, it also is an energy of growth and expansion, okay? And that might be the bigger message for more people than travel. But it is a message of growth and expansion into something. The idea is that you've initiated something with the Ace of Wands, you've realized the potential with the Two of Wands, and now the Three of Wands says time to grow and expand into all of that, right? And so usually it's an exciting time when you get the Three of Wands, especially with the Knight of Wands. I think the next 3 months will be quite exciting for you, Libra, okay? Now you have this Strength card here as well. The Strength card, it does represent sort of fortitude, strength, courage. I also love the infinity symbol above the Strength card as well, which indicates this like infinite power, infinite ability to, overcome obstacles or overcome anything that's on your path. You may have an obstacle here. You do have the Nine of Swords with the Ten of Swords for sure. The kind of like, if you get the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords, I will say the message can be like one of your fears coming true, okay? Because this Nine of Swords person is fearful. They have their head in their hands. They're worried, but nothing has happened yet, right? They're worried about the Ten of Swords, right? Even though the Ten of Swords hasn't happened yet, right? So, when you get the the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords, it's sort of like, be careful what you wish for, okay? Because, and be careful of your thoughts, your mindset, like, this can be a message of, what is anxiety and what is, where am I like fearful and anxious, and where am I just, kind of like what is the difference between like fear and anxiety, is what I'm saying here. Like, are some of you, like, what is fear and anxiety and what is reality, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I kind of stumbled over that, but like some of you are like maybe fear casting something that hasn't happened yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I think you have an idea of what I'm saying here. Some of you are doing a little bit of fear casting. So just be careful of like the mindset, okay, that you have over the next 3 months, because I really believe that our thoughts dictate our reality as well. So yeah. When I get that combination, I sort of one of the guidance that the pieces of guidance that I like to give is try to reframe your scenario towards positivity. Because when you have a positive mindset, it's more likely that positive things are going to happen. When you have a negative, fearful mindset, like this Nine of Swords person, it's more likely that the Ten of Swords is going to happen, right? So I think that's what I was kind of trying to say, but I was stumbling over my words, so apologies for that. But I think you get an idea of what I'm trying to convey here. In the middle, you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. So with the Wheel of Fortune, this is the golden opportunity I was talking about. And, what the Wheel of Fortune suggests is that destiny could be around the corner for you in the next 3 months. And this might be around, I think, location, okay? So, like for some of you, this will be around location and travel. Um, and there may be some opportunity over the next 3 months to kind of like go for that. And then for others of you, this Wheel of Fortune, it may be around like work and career scenarios here as well. I'm not seeing a ton of love messages for you here, Libra. Okay. The reason I say work and career is these two Wands cards are really sticking out to me. You also have an Emperor here, and the Four of Pentacles. So, um, I think some people are going to fall into one of two or both of those kind of buckets. We'll always go through and clarify, but there could be kind of like a window of opportunity opening. The Wheel of Fortune says, especially with the Knight of Wands, you may want to consider taking the risk, because the Wheel of Fortune continues spinning, right? The idea is that your destiny may be here now, but will it be there forever, right? Is the idea. So in addition to that, you have this Four of Pentacles, which the Four of Pentacles person is more conservative with their money, more conservative with their mindset as well when it comes to risk taking. Okay, this person's very comfortable where they are. They're not growing beyond the Four of Pentacles, but they're very comfortable where they are. And so, when you see the Four of Pentacles, it may mean that over the next 3 months, some of you are looking to save money, or you've already been saving money in preparation for something like a move. That would make sense to me. And now you have this opportunity here with the Wheel of Fortune. Or some of you here, the guidance is like, okay, is it time to get out of your comfort zone? Strength card, Four of Pentacles, as it relates to one of these areas, maybe work, travel, moving, career. One of these areas, is it time to get out of your comfort zone a little bit and go experience some things like that Knight of Wands, Three of Wands energy, right? In the final column here, you have the Emperor, the Queen of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so with the Emperor, this is somebody who's very successful in work, business, and career. This is a leader. This is somebody who's climbed the ladder. This is somebody who's at the top of the mountain, so to speak. You can see here they have the world in the palm of their hands. They're in this throne, right? This is a card that indicates authority, success, and leadership. And when you get this in a tarot reading, it usually means that you are like undergoing some success in your life, usually around career matters. This is also the father of the tarot as well. Okay, so we'll see if that kind of plays into another part of the reading here as we go along. But I definitely see some growth and expansion here. I see some success available to you here. The thing is that this is sort of like a window of opportunity that's opening, right? So there's like a window of that's opening with the Wheel of Fortune, right? And so I think that this is sort of like a period of time where you are undergoing some serious risk and reward. Libra, I really do. With the Knight of Wands in the middle here. This middle card is the most important card because it spills into the rest of the cards. Okay, now here's the part about communication. You have this Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords. These cards call for direct, honest, and clear communication. Okay, so if you have any family matters, or if you have any sort of work or career matters that require direct communication, or something along those lines, you could really be benefiting yourself by being direct and being honest and being upfront with someone over this period of time. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and let's move into the clarifications portion of this reading here, Libra. Let's go ahead and see what we have coming forward for you. In the clarifications, I'll start off by pulling some oracle cards, and then we'll move into the tarot cards. Okay. Okay. Energy on the bottom. You have harmony. Okay, so this is the Lovers. This is the Psychic Tarot. Okay, so this is an oracle deck, but it's based on the tarot cards. So harmony, it represents, a choice that you may need to make in your life, an important choice. And, many times this is around love, but it can also just, in a reading like this, it may represent just simply an important choice that you have to make. As I talked about how there's like this scenario of risk and reward for you here. Here we go again. You have the Authority card. This is the Emperor. And you have the base or the root chakra. Okay, that is pretty significant. Some of you want a home base. Okay, some of you want a home base. I'm feeling that. Some of you want some, like, is it a forever home? Is it like a forever location? Yeah, that might, some of you are seriously craving like some grounding. You have the heartache and loss as well as suffering and silence. Okay, so that's 3 and 9 of swords. You got the 9 of swords again. Some of you are fearful about separation here. And then you've got the moving on. This is the 6 of swords. So 6 of swords, it represents transitions in life. Okay. Now I think that root chakra, this base chakra, is very important. You know, this is the basically your root level needs. Okay, if you're familiar with like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's like the root level basic needs: food, shelter, water. Okay, that one would need. So when you get the root chakra, it can mean that some of you are ungrounded here, and I think that would make sense because you've got all of these swords. And when you're in your mind, when you're in your head all of the time, which does connect to the swords cards, it's hard to be grounded because your mind is forward or backward, and you're not here, you're not present, you're not now. So there is something that I think, and it may mean that there is a relationship scenario here going on with this harmony card, the 3 of swords, but why don't we go ahead and try to get the answer to that, okay, here by looking at the clarifications for you, Libra, all right? So let's see what we have here. Okay. Now, I do appreciate you being here, Libra. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Do hope things are going well for you. Okay, you have the King of Pentacles, you have the Star, and you have the 9 of Cups. I think throughout this year, some of you have had some sort of wish. Okay, some of you have had some sort of vision, wish, dream, or goal in mind, okay? And it's pretty strong with the Star and the 9 of Cups. Okay, these cards are the wish fulfillment cards that you want to see in the tarot, and the fact that you have them together in this column here is pretty significant. Now, it's very possible that some of you can actually see this wish come in. However, in a reading like this, it's very important that you overcome fear. You don't fear cast. Okay, you know, you be mindful of the times where your mind is one place and you are here, right? Because when your mind is forward, okay, you are not present. When your mind is backwards, you are not present, okay? And I think that some of you maybe have a little bit of like, there's a message here around fear getting in the way of actually accomplishing something. So with the Strength card, the 9 of Swords really twice, because you have this here. Was that the 9 or the 8? Yeah, that was the 9. There is a lot going on in the mind, okay, over the next 3 months that you are looking to overcome. And if you can do that, there is a beautiful wish that wants to arrive for you that you've probably had for a while with the Star, the 9 of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune, okay? With the King of Pentacles, this is another energy of, you know, kings for me in the tarot represent leadership, okay? And, you know, the King of Pentacles in particular, it can be a message around your habits and your routines. You know, what are you doing on a day-to-day basis that will set you up for doing these sorts of things that you want to do, right? Whether it's travel, it's moving, it's, you know, getting into an exciting career or starting an exciting business. Like, how are your habits and routines supporting you? Because this person become very successful and very wealthy by having healthy habits and solid routines, right? And, you know, kind of taking on that they're the first one to arrive and the last one to leave, so to speak. Heavy work ethic with the King of Pentacles energy, right, that some of you are maybe looking to take on. Now, you have another 9, okay? So you have the 9 of Pentacles. That's pretty significant. You have the Moon. And you have the 6 of Cups with the 4 of Pentacles. All right, so with the Moon here, this is another card of anxiety, Libra, okay? So, you know, as like somebody, you know, personally, like I've always been an anxious person, so like I can really, really relate to you. And, you know, the guidance is sort of like I understand, like basically what I'm saying is I understand that if you are a highly anxious person, it's not easy to just sort of like, snap your finger and correct that. But there are things you can do to work on it, and you can conquer this and you can overcome it. You absolutely can. Okay, you absolutely can. But there is just some level of anxiety all over the board here with all of these swords, okay, and now the moon as well. And I think it might be I think there's also fear, okay, fear and anxiety here. And with the moon, it's sort of like it's fear of the unknown. Okay, it's fear of the unknown that is showing up for you. And what I guess what I would say is, with that Knight of Wands in the middle, this idea that you have this kind of like in the background, you have this wish that wants to come in with the Star and the Nine of Cups. Like at a certain point, you'll have to take the first step, okay? And that first step very likely could be uncomfortable, okay? It might be uncomfortable. It really might. But, that's kind of the guidance right now. What I would say is with the Nine of Pentacles, I mean, this Wheel of Fortune, like there is some absolutely beautiful window opening for you over the next 3 months, okay? Nine of Pentacles it's become one of my favorite tarot cards because this person is financially independent. This person has built something that has sustained themselves for a long time, and they're able to stand on their own 2 feet, right? They're not tied, they're not dependent or reliant on other people. So, this person they've kind of beat the game in that they can even enjoy some luxuries in life. And so I think some of you are like there. It's very possible that you've already built a successful life for yourself, and now you're thinking about maybe it's time for me to enjoy the fruits of my labor. And then others of you are looking to get there. And that's very possible with the Star and the Nine of Cups. Will it all happen in the next 3 months? Probably not. But the things that you do, the actions that you take over the next 3 months are very important to that timeline, to that greater timeline. Hopefully you understand. I also would like to note that all of the nines here, we have a number of nines. Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Swords twice, right? So we've got like at least 4 nines, okay? Nines in the tarot connect to you, okay? They really, really connect to you. It's more of like a solo energy when you get the number 9. So you have the Seven of Swords. You do have a counterpart here with the Queen of Pentacles, and you have the Queen of Wands. Okay, so we've got a number of queens here, and for me, you've got 3 different queens. All right, so first, I would say that there may be a little bit of like with the kings and then the 3 queens here. I would say there would be a little bit of outside noise that's coming in here. Okay, so what I mean by that is there may be people kind of like in your life, in your ear, over the next 3 months, like maybe encouraging you to do this or that. There may be people in your ear, people around you saying like, okay, some of usually queens are people that can give you really good advice or guidance. Okay, usually can give you really good guidance, and particularly with the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So some of the people in your ear may be giving you some good guidance, and some of the people may not. Okay, that is just something I want to throw out here, and it'll be up to you to discern in however way you want to discern this, through your intellect, through your intuition, wherever the case may be, which one of these people is steering you in the wrong direction, as you have the Seven of Swords, okay? If there is somebody that's steering you in the wrong direction. And it's also very possible that they're not even trying to be malicious, or they're not even trying to do this, maliciously in any way. They're not a bad actor. It's just the guidance that they're giving you is not the guidance that you need, right? And so, yeah, that's something I want to throw out here. Now, you'll be pretty busy with the Queen of Wands. You do have a counterpart with the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Really, that's the only love message with the Heartache and Loss and the Harmony card, okay? So there may be a scenario here with your love life that appears, but this is really, really a heavy emphasis on you over the next 3 months, okay? Like, what are you doing to overcome fear, to overcome anxiety, and create this dream energy that you want, this dream life that you want? And could that involve a relationship? Yeah, it could, because this is about you, okay? Now, you do have the Seven of Pentacles here, okay? Some of you are taking some time to think and contemplate long-range goals, like next steps for yourself. Why don't we go ahead and take a look here at the Kipper cards, okay, Libra. With the Six of Cups, by the way, I didn't mention that, there may be a past issue that comes around over the next 3 months, probably connected to finance, okay? This may be purchasing, selling, or just saving. I also forgot to mention that. You have thoughts, distant horizons, high honor, courtship, toil and labor, and unexpected income. Okay, somebody's not going to let you go, okay? I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a, somebody's very much ready to fight to keep a relationship together, or even if it is in a career, somebody's really going to go to bat for you or fight for you to stay in that job, okay, with courtship. There is somebody who is very interested in you in some aspect, whether this is romantically, this is in career. Somebody's very interested in you, okay, with courtship. You have a hard work ethic about you, okay? You're going to be undergoing some hard work here with toil and labor. This is something that you will be able to handle. Your thoughts this is very important, okay? Because I said that the thoughts here are getting in the way of fulfillment of what you want. Okay, so take a look at those. Distant Horizons, interestingly enough, says coast is clear, clear skies ahead. It is 1 to 3 months, which is what we're looking at. And I like this. I think that some of you with high honor and unexpected income could be making some nice moves in your career as well. So thank you so much for being here, Libra. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.